Welcome to this View Plus video tutorial showing the differences in TSS 6 versus former TSS version 5 in MS Office Word and Excel. After installation of TSS 6, an additional ribbon tab called Tiger will be added within MS Office Word or Excel. You see Tiger ribbon opened here. The Tiger ribbon has replaced the pull-down Tiger menu that was available under Office Add-ins tab when working with TSS 5. In general, the menu items are still the same except that you won't find VoiceEye anymore under TSS 6. A few items have been renamed and/or relocated. For example, the translation mode that was selected from two items within the extended Tiger menu in TSS 5 is now being handled through one checkbox within the Translate section of the ribbon here. When Keep All Graphics is checked, functionality will be like Text and All Graphics selected in TSS 5. When Keep All Graphics is unchecked, the functionality will be like Translation Mode, Text Only selected in TSS 5. The display mode that was also selected within the extended pull-down menu in TSS 5 is now provided in form of a toggle button control within the display section of the Tiger ribbon. It toggles between Show ASCII and Show Braille dots upon button click, and the display of Braille text within the document will switch correspondingly, like Hello in the document here. Also within the Display ribbon section, you'll find the drop-down list control for DSS Display Language, which was part of the Language Settings dialog in Formatter Settings before. Speaking of Formatter Settings, this is the most significant change between TSS 5 and 6. Formatter Settings have been renamed to Profile Settings, and the Settings dialog is structured differently. Profile settings are managed through the first Tiger ribbon section on the left. To open the Profile Settings dialog, which has replaced Formatter Settings dialog from TSS 5, you need to click the bottom right corner icon of the ribbon section here. By the way, this is also accessible through hotkeys. Press Alt on your keyboard to enter hotkey mode. Then type Y2 and T to open Profile Settings dialog, which is screen reader accessible and can be navigated through using keyboard controls. However, the Profile Settings dialog looks a little bit different from the Formatter Settings dialog in TSS 5. The settings hidden behind these three buttons in TSS 5 are now structured to be accessed through four tabs within this window, improving simplicity of this user interface. Braille Settings holds options that were found under Language Settings dialog in TSS 5. Instead of showing primary and secondary language settings underneath each other, here in TSS 6 Profile Settings, you switch the controls to show either primary or secondary language settings. Also within this tab, you find the checkboxes for certain Braille indicators to be included in translated Braille text. These have been part of the Braille and Ink Settings dialog before. The Ink Settings tab in TSS 6 contains the same options that were provided in Ink Settings in TSS 5, but the option previously called Overprint Original Texts was renamed to Print Braille Screen Font here in TSS 6. Further, option No Ink was added, which conforms with functionality in TSS 5 when none of the other two options was selected. The settings that were part of the document settings behind this button in TSS 5 Formatter Settings are now separated into two tabs in the Profile Settings window, Page Layout and Document Settings tab. In Page Layout, you will find the printer selection and settings referring to the page layout of resulting Braille document. Additionally, a new dialog window will open when selecting this Advanced button, which contains the options that you know from the Document Simplification dialog in TSS 5. The Document Settings tab, here in Profile Settings of TSS 6, contains options on how to handle headers and/or footers of the original document during text-to-Braille translation, plus these three options by checkboxes that are still exactly like before under Document Settings. This was all regarding Tiger Profile Settings, previously called Formatter Settings. As in TSS 5, the user can save different sets of profile settings under specific Tiger profile names in TSS 6 also. The Save As button within the Profile Settings dialog can be used to create a new profile from current settings, which will then be added to the list of available Tiger profiles. The current Tiger profile to be used for translation actions can be selected from the drop-down list right here on the ribbon without having to open the Settings dialog first. The Profile Settings ribbon section also provides button commands to add to and delete from the list of available Tiger profiles, and also to share and exchange profiles in TGR file format using import and export functions. Similar to TSS5, in TSS6 you will also find that the Tiger add-in in MS Office Excel is basically a duplicate of the add-in in Word, except that options which do not apply to Excel are simply not showing within the user interface of TSS6. This concludes this video tutorial about differences from the user perspective between TSS5 and TSS6. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget to visit our website, www.viewplus.com, for more information on our products.